everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to a brand new episode of the 90th minute. You've got your hosts here, Lucas, Greg, and Liam. I know I butchered that, English isn't, English isn't perfect for all of us, okay? So I don't know what you want me to do. I'm Canadian. What do you want me to do? I speak Canadian, not English.
Perfect.
But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's been a fantastic week in the beautiful game. The beautiful game is back, and more is coming back. But let's start off with the Bundesliga, yeah?
That was not what we planned.
Like, did you actually listen to anything we talked about for the past 10 minutes?
No.
Okay, can we just restart that?
No,
Holy
let's just go with it, man. We're talking about the Premier League restarting.
The Premier League.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What
so
are you? What are you?
We're talking about the Premier League restarting. Yeah, the Premier League is coming back June 17th. Very exciting news.
Not only the Premier League, but the lower division, the Championship, is coming back as well.
Oh, good. At least one nation cares about its lower leagues.
I mean,
Greg,
Bundesliga's playing their
Fulham
lower
will play
leagues.
again.
I mean, Germany's playing
Yes,
their
I'm
lower
talking
leagues.
about Scotland.
You get to watch Fulham again.
Yeah, that's supposed to resume the 20th. So
But
that'll be
let's talk about the Premier League, because that is coming back, like we said. Big talking points, of course, are Liverpool. They will eventually win their title in an empty stadium, albeit, but they will eventually be able to lift their trophy. And we'll see what happens with the bottom. I think the bottom is the most interesting battle of the season. Same with the European places; those are still up in the air.
definitely.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. No, like because mid-table, you kind of know your mid-table teams. You know who won the title. The relegation is definitely up, just everywhere, honestly, right now. But I agree with you in like that 6th to 8th place is very interesting.
I think if I have to choose one team, I hope comes back from this break in good form, Sheffield United. They've been so good at the beginning of the year. I hope they're able to come back and do their thing again and potentially even finish in a European place. That'd be insane for them.
They won't.
You don't know that. They very well could.
They won't. No, I don't. They've been a great story, fairy tale for the Premier League. But let's be real, it won't happen.
What if they come back red hot?
The thing is, though, you gotta remember these teams with injuries are coming back. Like Spurs,
Yeah.
they're gonna get Harry Kane back. They're gonna get Son back. They're gonna get
Hopefully
Sissoko
they
back.
Harry Kane back.
United's got Rashford back.
Pogba.
Pogba.
So,
Pog
If-
back.
Yeah. So
will Arsenal still be the same? Who knows? There's a lot of questions surrounding these Premier League teams.
yeah.
Lucas,
Yes.
I want to ask Lucas a question here. How do you feel that you will lift that trophy in an empty stadium?
Are we still getting the Premier League?
Yeah.
What?
You're still winning the Premier League.
Then why?
Yeah, yes.
I mean, it obviously would have been nicer for the fans in Liverpool to be in the stadium, but whether there's
the end of the
no
day, you're still
fans,
getting a
any
title.
fans,
But-
I don't
But
care
doesn't
really.
it kind of dampen it? It kind of dampens it that
It's
here
not as
you are after
sentimental.
all these years. Yes, it is. After all these years of not winning a trophy, not winning the Premier League title, here you are. Then now you're actually winning it. Being a great team. No fans, no bus tour, no parade, no celebration kind of thing.
You can wait for fans. The fans will eventually come back, and you can celebrate with them. And Liverpool,
The same.
it's not the same, obviously not, but nothing
Hey,
is the same
listen,
right now.
You're talking to someone who actually can win a league in their own country.
Because your biggest competition
to
was a
be-
team that didn't exist for the past 8 years.
Thank you for saying that, Lucas. They didn't exist. They died. Thank you. You're on my good side now. No more hate for Lucas tonight.
No, but honestly,
wow.
I think it would have been nice if Liverpool were able to celebrate in front of their fans, but that obviously isn't the case. So what's the next best thing? Oh, we're still winning the Premier League. Oh, that's fantastic. We haven't won a first division title in 30 years. I don't think the fans are going to care. They're going to see Liverpool Football Club lift their domestic league trophy for the first time in so many years.
Fans should be happy.
No, definitely.
And if we look at the bottom of
Now, well, I mean, I'm just gonna add on to that. Unfortunately, I think some people might comment to that and say, "Well, of course you don't have a problem with it. You're not from Liverpool." Yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't go to the games in the stadium. Of course, it doesn't matter to you. I feel that's kind of
Like every fan is able to go to the stadium in Liverpool.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, this kind of goes on the topic of like, oh, if you're from another country and you support a top Premier League team, you're a glory hunter or a bandwagoner. But I don't think a lot of these people realize that without international fans, their clubs wouldn't get as much money and support, I guess, in a sense. So, it's just weird to me.
It's just a loud minority. I don't really care.
I get I like the way you put that, loud minority. So.
Well, when you talk about that, like a funny thing, maybe I can talk about this later too, but
Yeah.
it was like a little thing that you talk about here is the fact that a German player is playing for the Edmonton Oilers and one of the best,
Mhm.
and a Canadian player is playing in Germany and is one of the best.
Yeah,
totally.
so I guess
It's global.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
That's my point. Is it's
No,
it's from
I
everywhere.
saw
it's not
that.
just domestic.
I saw that quote on Twitter and whatnot. It's like the best NHL player is from Germany, playing in Edmonton, and the best Canadian footballer, or one of the best young Canadian footballers, is from Edmonton, playing in Germany. And the guy who actually put that out there said like, "Oh, he's a rookie in Germany," and this guy's like, "You can't call him a rookie. That's not what we call him in football. Like, that's so American of you."
The Bundesliga literally has Rookie of the Month videos on their channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this guy's always fact checking. I love it.
Well, it's just everyone feels like they are more superior if they're from the original country kind of thing.
I think there's like a sense of entitlement.
Well, to an extent, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we get into this debate lots about why are the four of us judged because we have North American accents. Judge us on our facts and judge us on what we know and what we can talk about the game, not on how we sound, kind of thing.
To be fair, we don't know a lot.
I think we know more than some people might think.
We love the beautiful game.
It's like we don't know everything, but we love having a conversation about the beautiful game. There's a bit of a difference.
The point of our channel, yeah.
Yeah, it's not being the most
knowledgeable
or the most factual. It's about having a conversation and just enjoying it.
But by saying that, we do know a hell of a lot. We
I
all
think
follow our leagues and our teams, and we all pay attention to the game. This is our sport. This is what we thoroughly enjoy. We know what we're talking about for a good chunk of things.
And sometimes we get told, "Oh, stick to baseball." But, like, none of us like baseball. Really. Maybe
I don't think I've ever watched a game of baseball
Yeah,
in my life.
Neither have I. And B, I was kind of born into this sport. But I'm sorry, but the game of football or soccer, whatever you want to call it, has been played on my dad's TV since I was like 4 years old. So I remember when my uncle came from Poland to Canada. And I remember it was like 9 a.m. He's watching like one of the Premier League games in 2003. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a random fact. I don't know why, but it's like
anyways, let's actually move
conversation back to the Premier League. I want to talk about the relegation battle.
Okay.
The relegation battle will be very interesting when we come back. Teams like West Ham were really pushing for the null and void for this season. Now they're back. Now they have to fight for points. They got to fight for survival. Who do we think is going down?
I don't know. The season isn't going to start for another few weeks, so do we really want to make a bold prediction right now?
Yes.
For sure, Norwich.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but question is, who's good? No. Okay, wait. Norwich is kind of a shoo-in, unfortunately. Sorry to the Norwich supporters.
Villa, and I'm gonna lean to West Ham. I gotta be honest.
Oh, you're not saying Bournemouth? I'm surprised.
Oh, Watford.
Bournemouth. I don't think Watford will. I think they've kind of got their shit together. Bournemouth, I think Bournemouth might be able. I think they might actually be lucky that this break happened. Give some rest to their better players, get their people back on good terms. Maybe they come back and do good things. For West Ham, I think they're just a small tire fire at the moment.
Well, Liam, actually, I was going to say the same thing about West Ham, though, because West Ham, I think, actually has the quality to stay up, though. Their players,
they do, but they're a mess behind the scenes.
I know, but
you don't know how. Yeah,
players can actually just step up.
I think I'll go with Watford potentially dropping. Especially if Troy Deeney decides to not play because of the whole, coronavirus, because he's been kind of on the hinge. So yeah, I think Watford without their main striker could be a big blow.
Yeah, that's a very fair point.
Are we considering Brighton as potential relegation candidates?
Oh, well, they
You
for
have to,
sure
yeah.
are. They're 29 points. They're only a couple points ahead of the drop, so they'll definitely still be in the conversation for a little bit. Hopefully not.
I want to
You know
pass.
what?
I want to pass this to anyone who is watching or listening. Comment down below. Give us who you think might go down, because it's a very up in the air topic still.
Now, the Premier League is going to come back on June 17th with Manchester City versus Arsenal and Aston Villa versus Sheffield United. Those were the two games that were midweek fixtures that were delayed.
Yeah.
I'm liking this.
Arsenal.
Arteta versus Guardiola. This is gonna be interesting.
But
How if you're an Arsenal fan, how do you feel? You just sat 2 months inside, you haven't had any football, and all of a sudden that's Man City, just smack them around. Like, that'd be just so funny.
it could be the best time to play Manchester City, though.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's different because
Could be.
this isn't like a usual Premier League season starting. These teams haven't had any preseason matches or anything, right? They're basically just coming out of nowhere saying, "Hey, all right, start playing."
Been off
We're-
more than 2 months now. Just like
barely
just getting
any
tossed straight into it. Yeah.
barely any match preparation, right? So it's gonna be very interesting to see. I feel like Everton will be a club that would be kind of on the rise.
I don't know.
We'll
I
see.
think I think Everton have they obviously have one of the best managers in the world under Ancelotti,
Oh.
and I think he'll be key to keeping this team going up.
But what I was trying to get into was the proposed Premier League televised schedule to return. This was
It's great.
on May 27th, so I'm sure it could still change. But here it says this is in the British time, Saturday, 12 noon, 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 8 p.m. Sunday, 12 noon, 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 8 p.m. Tuesday, 6 p.m., 8 p.m. Wednesday, 6 p.m., 8 p.m.
It's great.
It's not terrible, is it?
It's fantastic.
That
Football all
So-
day.
I mean, that means you get to
Yeah.
watch all the matches if you want to.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I will.
Liam,
If I'm not
let's be
working.
real. You're gonna wake up at like 10 in the.
I'll record them and I'll watch them later on. Don't you worry,
Yeah,
big man.
he'll
I'm-
get him some Guinness.
Big
and,
man.
he'll
I
be
mean,
good.
Liam, technically you could have done that already
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
because we have the zone, so all the matches you can watch them afterward. The game is done.
I canceled the zone.
Well,
Yeah, same. But I'm gonna have to
I mean, if you have a 12-month subscription, canceling it doesn't stop you from watching until the 12 months are done.
I don't have 12
I have
months.
no idea. I have no idea what I've done, Lucas. I just did whatever I did.
Lucas, technology and Liam don't mix.
Not in
We
the
all know that.
slightest.
I hope I can watch more Fulham matches.
Well, I was gonna say I'm very excited to see how top 4 is gonna finish. I think Manchester United is gonna push for that. It's gonna be exciting to see how if Chelsea can hang on to 4th. I think that's the thing. Will Chelsea hang on to 4th?
Even Leicester. I mean, Leicester might come back shaky. You never know.
Yeah.
They were in the best of run of forms when it all ended.
But sometimes maybe a restart like this could be good for a club like Leicester.
Yeah,
who knows?
totally.
But
You never know.
it's gonna be quite the battle, and it's gonna be exciting to watch the Premier League return. It's returning June 17th, right, Lucas?
I believe so. Yeah.
We're all excited for the Prem to return, and we hope you all are all excited for the return of the Prem.
Also, other leagues are announcing they're coming back. We'll mention a few. La Liga is going to resume on June 11th for the Seville derby. And apparently they're going to have matches every single day until the season is done.
That's good. That's good.
Wait, this is La Liga?
Yeah.
It's awesome for us. The fans get so much football, all like that. Maybe a bit too much at a time, but never can get too much football. But for the players, they're going to need a lot of squad rotation.
Sucks to be them. They're making a couple $100,000 a week. They'll be fine.
Yeah, it's okay. They'll have at least 5 subs a game, so they should be fine.
I mean, it's not
Yeah, that
perfect,
too,
though.
No, but in this current day of age, is anything perfect? No.
Yeah. That's a valid point.
And then
As
also,
Liam would say, suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liam actually says that.
I don't know, but that sounds like
I was
something Liam
either
would say.
that or I was going to say tough titties. Get over it.
Okay. And also Serie A is restarting on June 20th.
I'm excited for that too. Serie A is a quality league, quality football.
I
I'm
hate
excited.
to break it to you. I think Lazio comes back and they're not going to be able to challenge Juve.
And what has you saying that?
Lazio were in a very good run of form, and I think it's just going to come to an end now. And Juventus will go on and just
Maybe
clinch
it's
Serie
my,
A.
maybe that's my opinion of Sheffield. You know.
I mean,
Well, but
Liam,
look at
Lazio
the
were on a good
Bundesliga.
run of form.
That's what I'm saying. They were on a very good run of form.
Oh.
Now that form has ended because the football's ended for 2 months. So now they're going to come back. They have to regain that form, which is going to be very, very difficult for them.
Oh, you can say the same
They
thing about
don't
Juventus
have-
then.
Yeah, you can say.
But
about everything.
Lucas, Juventus and Lazio have different quality of players. Lazio's were just playing at a higher level than Juventus. It's that simple.
Well, Juventus weren't playing that great throughout most of the season until their last
Exactly.
game.
And yet they were still top of the table.
They can come
So
back
just
worse.
like Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga, Dortmund were there, Leipzig were there. Now everyone's come back, and Bayern Munich go, okay, we're the best in this league. Let's win this league.
Well, let's get into
Juventus
that
are gonna
match
come back.
because that was a big talking
okay.
point from this past week.
Yeah, simple, easy, clean.
I mean, I don't think it was that clean of a result. It was a very
No, it wasn't.
back and forth match, in my opinion.
It was
It
actually
was exciting.
It was one of the more
It was
exciting.
very exciting.
Yeah.
1-0 victory. It was a very exciting match.
Yeah, Bayern Munich do get a 1-0 victory over Borussia Dortmund. A fantastic goal from Joshua Kimmich. I mean, the simple question I would have to ask is, did you ever feel Dortmund were going to score?
No.
Exactly.
Only in the first 5 minutes.
I
Because
mean,
that's what happened.
Well, yeah.
in the first
I-
half,
I'm
Haaland with the like, what was it, like a minute in? Clear
Yeah.
off the
Yeah.
line.
If I'm being honest, I feel every time they play, Dortmund do well in the first 10 minutes, and then Bayern just shut them down and say, "Look, this is our game."
Exactly.
That's what
Thank you.
happens.
well,
Yeah.
a poor piece of goalkeeping made it easier for Bayern because they could just sit a little more
Oh, no,
deeper.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was a poor shot. It was a poor goalkeeping moment. He was out of position. His hand wasn't strong. But you know what? Credit to Bayern Munich and credit to Joshua Kimmich for seeing that moment, seeing the opportunity, taking it.
I mean, like,
It was a great
Well,
finish by him.
I mean, I think Dortmund did have a key moment to score. Haaland had that nice little break, but of course the FC Bayern Roadrunner came down and
Yeah.
said goodbye. Say Haaland, no, not today. You're not scoring against Alphonso Davies. And
Honestly,
I
though,
mean-
like Fonzie just loses the ball at like half, and he's back to get it.
Yep.
Though.
no,
I
yeah,
think-
that's just.
Look, go on once.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, I think that's like, Alfonso has that incredible ability to track back as fast as he can. But the only fault in his game right now I see is that he's sometimes out of position at times. But he's still, creating chances on both ends of the pitch. I mean, on the offensive side of the pitch, and he's tracking back, defending. He's out of this world.
I mean, really, still, yeah, that's
Yeah.
like a fair criticism. And with players that are like that, that are kind of out of position as fullbacks, I know Hector Bellerin in the past. He was a guy who really relied on his pace especially when he was out of position. And now that he's gotten injuries, he can't really fully rely on the pace, and he's starting to get exposed in some parts of his game. So hopefully Alphonso Davies doesn't improve that part of the game. He's still very young, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Bayern
injuries
is
can
just
happen.
you play so confidently and like so far up because you're Bayern Munich, right? Like against these lower teams. And I don't mean like Dortmund there.
I
but,
know
like,
what you mean. Yeah.
you can just play so far forward and sometimes get caught out of position on a counterattack.
Unfortunately,
To talk about Borussia
yeah.
Dortmund, I think all of their hopes and chances of winning that match left as soon as Haaland left. He did pick up an injury there in the second half, and honestly, after that, he was just. I thought Dortmund just looked flat going forward.
I
There was
mean,
no
you
pinpoint
say
to their
that.
attack.
but I don't think Haaland's been Dortmund's best player since the Bundesliga is restarting.
No, but
I-
I think with Haaland up front, you can put a ball over top, or you can slip something
Maybe,
through
but
to him, and you have that pin. You have like the focal point of your attack. They lost that when he came off.
kind of. I feel like they've been doing pretty well without him, especially today against
Oh yes.
Paderborn. You saw that Thorgan Hazard has been a real cog for Dortmund. He's been doing a lot for them, scoring goals, creating chances.
To be fair,
So,
it
I
is
don't know.
Paderborn. They are last place.
Yeah, but let's be honest here. Thorgan Hazard has upped his game to another level at Dortmund. He's been playing phenomenal.
Is he the better Hazard?
I mean,
I'm not gonna.
he's got better stats
jokes.
this season, but he's not the better player.
But I mean, you look at the game against Bayern. When Haaland went off, they brought on Reina. They brought on Sancho. I thought that was Jadon Sancho's one of his quietest matches. I mean, this is a big moment for him coming back from the break, coming into a game against Bayern Munich, and he didn't light the world on fire.
He obviously wasn't fully fit. It's pretty simple.
No, of course not. He was fat.
Lucas, do you know who I thought was very good for Dortmund though? Łukasz Piszczek.
Oh yeah.
Let me guess.
He had a nice tackle on Lewandowski from. It was clean.
Then
a
she
little
gave
dirty,
a pat.
but yeah, that was nice to see the camaraderie there.
I thought Lewandowski had a good game. Again, a little quiet, but I thought he was in dangerous positions.
Well,
It
when
was
is he
a tight
not?
game. Yeah,
Well, of course.
it was a tight game. It was 1-0, so I mean, he was still doing
Does
a lot for his
that
team.
wrap up the Bundesliga for you guys? You think?
Oh no, definitely. There's still a lot to talk about. No, title
title
is done. Yeah, but I think a talking point in the Bundesliga also right now is Schalke, who they haven't been playing really well recently. They've lost every game since returning.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
They've scored 1 goal, I'm pretty sure, 2 since return. This weekend they've lost to Dusseldorf 2-1, and then before that they lost 3-0 to Augsburg, I'm pretty sure. Oh no. No. They lost to Werder Bremen this weekend 1-0. And then they lost to Dusseldorf during the weekday 2-1. It's not been pretty.
I mean,
Not at all.
they're 10 points off the relegation playoff spot with 5 games left. Is it possible?
Yeah, it is possible.
And the thing is, they also weren't really playing well before the break either. Looking back at their no, they lost like 3-0 to Cologne. I probably butchered that. Leipzig beat them 5-0 in February. Let me see. Their last win, I think Schalke, was against Mönchengladbach. January 17th, 2-0.
Yeah.
This has been awful form from one of the Bundesliga's most historic teams.
Generally, they do.
More,
I don't see where the goals are going to come from their side. They don't really have the best goal-scoring threats, in my opinion.
I mean, they've got some creative talent here with like Harit in the middle, but other than that,
I mean, like Harit is a good player, but like you need guys that can actually score goals, and in my opinion, Gregor Rich isn't that guy.
They need Klaas-Jan Huntelaar back.
I think he's gonna pass.
I mean, I think a lot of teams could use a Huntelaar.
I think he's gonna pass his prime, but yeah, Schalke are
A little bit.
they're currently sitting 10th in the Bundesliga, 9 wins, 10 draws, 10 losses. Yeah, not good.
And their starting goalkeeper is going to Bayern to sit on the bench next season.
Could this be another case of where we see a very reputable Bundesliga team kind of just fall down and maybe get relegated at some point?
I mean, it happened a few years ago. Was it last season or 2 years ago with Hamburg? Last season, Stuttgart got relegated. Hanover, I think, got relegated.
Wolfsburg have been down near the bottom for a little bit.
I swear, in the Bundesliga, it's like you lose like 2 or 4 games in a row or something. You go in bad form, you can be close to the drop.
And Werder Bremen, they're 17th right now, despite winning this weekend.
Yeah.
So, like, there's been a lot of historic sides in the past that have, well, at least have done good in the 21st century who put themselves in trouble.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, like earlier in the 2010s, I think Gladbach were a relegation threatened side, and now we see them as a top half club or challenging for Champions League.
Yeah.
But just quickly to go over the other matches, I guess this weekend, it was pretty predictable for the most part, as the favorites did win their matches, and some of them won very big.
Bayern Munich.
I think the only upset that
Paderborn.
the upset I saw was probably Wolfsburg's win 4-1 over Leverkusen.
Yeah.
And then they lose to Frankfurt this weekend.
Yeah, well, Frankfurt's not a terrible side, to be fair.
They've been pretty crap so
They
far.
should be worse than Leverkusen.
They did sell some key players though, but yeah.
I mean, no, they've been crap after the COVID break.
the break.
Oh.
So it's not a good result for Wolfsburg, but Hertha Berlin, they seem like they're the best team in the Bundesliga right now, well, other than Bayern.
Yeah.
Piontek scored.
Boyata.
Yeah, Piontek scored a nice little goal in the 90th, 89th minute. I saw.
For once, it wasn't a penalty.
Yeah, it was his first goal for Hertha Berlin in open play. So
Very
he's
good.
finally getting his shooting boots back.
Keep it up,
Disgrace.
Christoph.
You would love him at Celtic.
I would not.
Yes, you would. You'd love him scoring against Rangers with a pew pew pew.
You'd probably put in 30 in the Scottish League.
I've got Hudson Edward. I don't need Christoph Piontek.
Liam wants Dembele back.
Yeah, give me back Musa, please. I'll do anything for Musa
I
Dembele.
think he's going to a bigger club.
Probably.
Yeah, but
Slightly bigger.
Lucas, anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think we should move on to the interview we had with Kevin Acosta, which Waz and I were participated in. It was a fun interview. We talked about stuff with football with him, about Colombia, USA, Barcelona, Manchester United, all that good stuff. It was a very informative and funny conversation at the same time. So, yeah, we hope you guys enjoy it.
Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another segment of the 90th Minute brings on a guest. Today we've decided to bring on Kevin Acosta. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yep, perfect.
Okay, perfect. He's also a football TikToker as well, so we decided why not collab with another one. Kevin, I guess just basically start off with saying who you are and who do you support and whatnot.
Okay, so I'm Kevin. I'm from South Florida. Been watching, playing, supporting everything that has to do with football since birth. My family are from Colombia that moved here years ago. And just football has been ingrained in me since forever.
What position do you play?
When I did play, because it's been a while. Always wanted to be striker, of course. Everyone wants to be striker. Yeah. But right back was what I eventually played a lot. And I loved it.
Yeah, same here. I guess since you said you're Colombian, do you have a favorite Colombian player at all, or?
A lot of people would think that I would say James, but not really. I like Falcao.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's Falcao, a good shout. Yeah. No. I was gonna say here. So I guess do you favor to support Colombia over the States, or how does that work?
Well, I started off because my parents are Colombian, like pro Colombia, everything.
Yeah.
But as I got older, like I'm from the States. I've been high school, middle school, everything. So why not? I support like 50-50.
Oh yeah.
When the US didn't make it, that was the hardest thing football has ever given me.
Oh yeah. It's like Lucas and I were both our parents are from Poland, so it's like kind of 50-50 for us. We support Canada and Poland.
Yeah,
so.
but that must have been a rough time though. Like, what was it like just supporting the U.S. during that time when they didn't make the World Cup?
Because I was watching it here. We have Telemundo in Spanish, so I usually watch my games in Spanish. So they cut into the Honduras, Mexico, and Costa Rica, Panama game, and they had all three at the same time. And I was like this, like holding on, like oh my god. And then, Panama gets that ghost goal, and then I'm like, man, And then one of the guys from Trinidad scored from far away on Tim Howard. I'm like, oh man, this is it.
I mean, let's quickly talk about a more happier time for, I guess, your nations. 2014 World Cup was good for both Colombia and the USA.
Yeah.
So, like, how was it like seeing both those countries during that World Cup?
Oh man, it was awesome because I would be with my parents and we go to the Colombian bars, and Colombia's lit, man. You just go there and just everything's beer, drinks, food, supporting the team, yelling. And then with the US, I invite my friends over, and that's more like a more chill setting. But oh man, it was awesome. When Jermaine Jones scored against Portugal, I got up and I had a little table in the living room. I hit my knees so hard celebrating. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. What was your favorite moment of that World Cup then?
Probably John Brooks when he scored against Ghana, because Ghana had been having the US's number for so long, and just the goal call, John Brooks. Like, that's always gonna stay with me.
Yeah, that celebration was awesome. He was just like couldn't believe he scored.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I still think the U.S. had one of the most wildest matches against Belgium in that World Cup in the quarterfinal. Was it? I think round of 16.
Yes.
End-to-end action. Tim Howard was making the craziest saves I've ever seen. Were you on the edge of your seat during that whole game? Do you remember?
Oh man, of course. Every time Lukaku, Hazard, KDB got the ball, because I say De Bruyne. I don't know
Yeah.
how to pronounce it sometimes. My heartbeat would boom, 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 boom.
Even as a Canadian, I remember watching that game, and for whatever reason, I wanted the States to do well, just because I think I wanted the North American side to go far in the World Cup. So it was like, please beat Belgium just for the scenes. But unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. But I guess right now, what are your kind of thoughts on the current state of the U.S. team?
Right now, the team is trying to get a style that I don't think suits it. It wants to do more the possession, kind of tiki-taka style, when I don't think we have the quality for that. Yeah. The U.S. team, the one thing I never wanted to lose is a never give up, never die attitude. Even if you're losing, just try, just keep attacking. That's the one thing you can't lose, and it seems that we've lost that, which to me, that hurts.
Yeah, that appointment of their coach, I'm forgetting his name, but it was very controversial during the time, wasn't it?
Berhalter, yes, Greg Berhalter, because his brother was in a higher up position. I forgot what was exactly the name of the position in the USSF. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think didn't he like lose his job earlier this year?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of, I don't think you guys have gotten like the right manager. I'm not really sure if he's the right guy right now or not. What do you think?
There's also been so little games where he's had the full squad, and now with this pandemic, we would have had some games or something to see how the team's evolving. We've never had Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, Gio Reyna, all these guys together at once. So it's hard to say also.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, but are you optimistic for the future, especially with all these young guys playing in Europe?
Yeah, for sure. Really optimistic. We're getting more and more guys coming through. There's guys in PSV. I forgot his name. And then the kid that's from Wolfsburg, Giannis, is looking like he could be a baller.
Oh. Has he been playing for Wolfsburg yet, or not yet?
No, he just got called up to the first team last weekend.
That's good.
And it seems like there's a lot of U.S. Youngsters moving over to Germany for whatever reason. It just seems like
I love it.
But what are your thoughts currently on, I think, highest profile name at the moment, Giovanni Reyna?
Giovanni?
Yeah.
I've heard from him since he was in the NYCFC Academy in New York.
Wow.
Because his dad also, so it was a big name having him there. But I was like, well, he might be good, you know. Then I see he goes to Dortmund. I'm like, whoa, crap. Then I see him play against PSG and assist Haaland. In what round was that? Was it round 16?
Yeah, it was around 16, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, this guy is a baller. And then he scores in the cup game, German Cup, a banger, just right in the top right corner. I'm like, we might have ourselves a real good player here.
No, yeah, even in I think the derby, I think he got subbed on against Bayern. I can't remember, but he was actually looking pretty good. He was actually making good runs down the wing, supporting the Haaland. It was a nice combo, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Dortmund has something really special to Reyna at the moment, and I think Reyna and Davies can have a nice little North American rivalry in the Bundesliga.
And Davies is another kid that I'm so happy for because he came from MLS. So happy for that.
Oh yeah. It's like whenever we see players from North America go over to Europe and do well, it's just heartwarming. It doesn't matter where you're from. It's just nice to see North America do well.
Of course, our region.
Yeah. I mean, in the TikTok comments, we always get kind of flack. Oh, you're American. You know nothing about football and this and that. It's like, hey, man, we enjoy the sport. We enjoy talking about it, and we want to, do well.
That's been one of my most commented TikToks. I did one. I'm like, oh, it's soccer, and then I read like it's association football just to troll them.
No, I did something similar too. It was like, come on, guys, relax.
It's not that serious.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, since you're a Barcelona fan,
Barcelona, Manchester United.
Let's talk about Lionel Messi because he's arguably one of the best players of all time. That's not really an argument. Yeah. But do you think he's ever going to win a World Cup?
To me, 2014 was it.
Oh yeah.
They set it up Brazil one side, Argentina on the other side. That was the one.
Yeah.
Get anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the 2022 World Cup is going to happen because I've been reading reports that 2023.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, because the qualifiers are being postponed so much.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. That's going to push back everything, I think.
Yeah. So he's going to be even older then. I don't know.
Yeah, unless if like some good Argentine players develop more, but like it hasn't really been looking too promising in a lot of areas of the pitch for them in recent years.
Oh yeah.
No, exactly. It's defense.
Oh my
Defense is
gosh.
what they need.
Especially.
And the whole team aspect. Scaloni, the national team coach, he's gotten better at forcing making a team.
Yeah.
And then adding the superstar that's Messi, of course. Slowly, they've gotten better.
Okay.
But I don't think they're going to win it.
Do you think they could at least win a Copa America?
That's well, if they weren't playing in Colombia, then yeah.
That's fair, yeah.
Oh yeah, because the next Copa America it's in Argentina and Colombia, right?
Yeah, that's weird. The north and the south almost.
Yeah, but the finals in Colombia, I think, right?
I think so. I think so.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean, last Copa America, Colombia started out so well, and then they lose in penalties in the first knockout round. I was really shocked when that happened.
It's always so frustrating watching this team because I remember when they didn't even make the World Cup before, just watching them. But there's always so much hype. Like the Colombian player is always so skillful, but then in big moments they fall.
Well,
That's a mentality thing, I think.
Oh yeah.
I do remember 2018 World Cup where Poland played Colombia and you guys absolutely just ruined us. Like you made us embarrassed. Oh. It was like I was unhappy what was happening. I'm like, Colombia, please just do this to us. We deserve to be losing 3-0. And
Oh really?
I mean, honestly, I'm one of those guys. Like, if my team's doing poorly, we deserve this loss. I don't care. It's one of those things. I mean, Yerry Mina, in my opinion, was fantastic that World Cup. I don't. What are your thoughts on him?
Yerry Mina?
Yeah.
That World Cup specifically, he was phenomenal. I don't know where he came from. No center back had him. Not in England in the final moments too. That was another one I hurt myself too celebrating that. But besides that, I'm surprised his club career hasn't gone better. I thought he would be good at Barcelona, but then even at Everton, he hasn't showed what I think he's capable of showing defensively. I'm surprised. A little disappointed too.
But I remember when Poland played Colombia, and then after that I had to go to work, and because I'm Polish, so I go to my work, and I see some family wearing Colombia jerseys. I'm like, oh come on.
God. No, but in my opinion, he was probably one of the most exciting center backs like at that tournament. And
yeah, for sure.
I think it's one of those things where some players just kind of like up their game when it comes to international tournaments and playing for their national team. I think that national pride really brings out the best of them. So it kind of doesn't translate to the club stage. Because I've noticed that like with Croatia, like the way they perform, not a lot of their players kind of did well in clubs or stayed at like lower sides. I don't know. That's just the way I've seen it.
That goes 100% for James Rodriguez too. With Real Madrid, he might be okay, but with the national team, another level.
I think it's the same thing could be said with like Alexis Sanchez too with Chile. Like he just turns up to a different beast with Chile, and then when he's playing club, he's been decent with Arsenal, but recently, of course, injuries have kind of kept him behind.
He's a fantastic player for Arsenal, but then I think when towards the end of his tenure there, and then his move to Manchester United just ended up just going downhill for him.
But what do you guys think as Polish for Lewandowski? It's like the opposite, right?
It's kind of the opposite. I think with Lewandowski, he just doesn't have a good enough supporting cast around him. I think he needs some good players around him because aside from like Arkadiusz Milik and Zielinski, he doesn't have much to work with. He really steps up in qualifiers, but when it comes to like big international tournaments, he kind of does disappear. But at the same time, he tries to do a lot more off the ball to kind of move the team.
Yeah, more players are focusing on him as well. So if other players around him aren't stepping up, then it makes his job even more difficult.
Of course, yeah.
But I guess we can go back to being on the Barcelona topic. As a supporter, what are your thoughts on the current state of the club?
The club, I think the players that they have. Let's go with the board right away. Let's. I'm gonna give it to them. They've been so bad. I don't know what they spend 100 plus on Dembele.
Jesus, I think so. Yeah.
Coutinho about the same. With that money, we could have gotten Lautaro Martinez or Haaland. Haaland was like what, 20, 30 million, 40 million even. So much money, and they don't do the scouting rights. It's a headache. And now they leaked. What was it? Like the negotiations when it came to taking the 70% pay cut during these times, and just pissing the players off. Like, everything's done wrong. But besides that, the squad I think needs a lot of not a lot, but they need a little bit of turnover in some areas.
Yeah, there's a lot of aging players in certain areas of the pitch. Like PK's getting older, Busquets, Rakitic, Suarez. So a lot of things needed there.
For sure. Defense, especially in my opinion. Right back. Because you're having Sergio Roberto there for, 3-4 years now?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you
I mean,
doing?
Sergio Roberto, I think, he had his crowning moment against PSG when he completed the comeback. But after that, he hasn't really been that strong of a player, I guess. Who would you like them to see them sign at, like maybe the right back and center back positions then?
I know Serginho Dest from Ajax has been rumored, but I think it's too soon for him. I like Hakimi, but he's on the Real Madrid, so it's not going to happen. Maybe Joao Cancelo. He hasn't played much for City, and he did well at Juve.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of like up and coming. I mean, right backs right now, I guess as well. Barcelona have done some good business recently, I think, with like signing De Jong recently. Have you seen any like shining lights recently? Maybe Ansu Fati as well coming through.
Yeah, that's been the big one. The big one. And him being so closely associated with Messi, I think Messi's brother, is the agent. So that's going to be a good thing for the kid.
I just hope the pressure of living up as like Barcelona's next Messi or next great superstar doesn't get to him, because sometimes that happens to players.
Yeah. He's still, 17, 18?
Yeah,
I don't know if he's turning 18 now. 17? Amazing what that kid's done already.
Would you put him in like top 5 youngsters at the moment in the world, or too early to say?
Maybe top 10.
Top 10, yeah.
Top 10.
So it's hard to compare him to like Mason Greenwood or Martinelli or even Tonali. It's just I don't know. He's such a unique player in my opinion.
Are you putting Mbappe in that list too, or no? Those guys.
I think Mbappe is in his own category at this point.
Okay. I agree with that.
So I don't know. I think Ansu Fati. It's nice to see someone coming out of La Masia finally. It feels like it's been a while.
Him and Rui Puig, Puig.
So yeah,
it's pretty good.
What do you think about the manager though? Like, because you had Valverde in the past, which had those collapses, and now you have Kike Setien, who seems like he's just trying to play a game of most passes.
I like Setien, honestly. Mm-hmm. I thought he was going to be the one to right in the ship, because his Real Betis was very good.
Yeah.
They might not have won everything, but obviously the quality of player between Betis and Barcelona is different. But seeing how he's done lately, like before this, I'm a little let down. I don't think Messi was right when he came out and said, if we play this way, we're not going to win the Champions League. And I agree.
Been definitely some questionable decisions from Setien. Do you think he just needs more time to work with the team? I feel like nowadays managers don't get enough time. Personally, that's how I see it.
Oh, I agree. You have to give him at least a season, at least.
Because you see how with United and Ole. I mean, Ole wasn't perfect at the start. He had a great run, then he had that awful form, and now he's starting to kind of form into a good manager, in my opinion, at least. Some people might disagree, but I think if you give your manager a little bit of time, let him sign the right players that he needs to sign, you can transform your club. I mean, Lucas, you're a Liverpool supporter. You've seen how that's done with Klopp.
Yeah, well, I think Klopp was already a fantastic manager before joining Liverpool, so him getting the time had to happen, because if you don't give a great manager the right resources and the right time to see out the project, then you're not running the club well.
How long has he been there now?
I think since
2016.
I think 2016,
Yeah. So I mean, and also Klopp didn't have like the perfect start at Liverpool. He had to get rid of some players, and
the squad was terrible at the time.
Yeah. I mean, I think, didn't you guys get knocked out? Did you knock out Dortmund?
I mean, in his first season, we made the final. We made that incredible comeback against Dortmund, and then we just lost to Sevilla in the final after a terrible second half.
To be fair, that Sevilla team was pretty good at the time.
Still, I think we should have won that, but not a great second half.
Crazy team that was.
Yeah. I guess since we're still in Barca, how do you see maybe the aftermath of Leo Messi leaving? I know you don't want to think about that right now, but like how?
That's gonna be. Everyone's gonna stop supporting. First of all, that's the first thing I predict. And then second of all, that club is gonna be saved. It's so hard. They're not gonna win La Ligas. There might be. I don't even think second place is gonna be where they fall in La Liga. Maybe like I don't like not like when Maradona left Napoli, like that effect.
Oh, you think that drastic?
Jesus.
Yeah. Because besides Messi, I don't see if Suarez would by himself. I don't think he'd do anything much either.
Well, you'd hope Barcelona would be able to run the club well, but obviously you don't really have that much optimism with that, with what they've done in the past few years.
No.
So
No. And looking at the people who's trying to be president now, I'm not too optimistic.
yeah, no.
Like it's like once again, I compare it to Manchester United, where the people at the top and at the board, it's their final decisions that are going to end up costing the club. Because after
Yeah.
Ferguson left, the club just started to spiral down.
Yeah.
So I hope that doesn't happen to Barcelona, because I respect them. They're a great club. They have fantastic players. I think Frankie De Jong might be the player to kind of lead them forward in the future. Maybe not Ansu Fati. I think it's gonna be De Jong's club for a bit. I don't know.
The thing is, he's been played out of position. He should be playing where Busquets is. So that's been
Okay.
affecting his performances big time.
Okay.
Because him like we're in the Busquets position next to
Yeah.
Arthur and then Vidal, I think that would be a great midfield.
Well, luckily he's still very young, so he still has time to kind of mature
yeah.
and develop as a player. I guess another player that's been polarizing for Barcelona is Antoine Griezmann. What are your thoughts on him?
Antoine. Another case of being played out of position. I can expect these guys to be like he was not a real like traditional number 9 in the box. He's more like a floating behind the other striker, like that was Diego Costa.
Yeah.
And in this system, that doesn't happen. Like you're not going to be next to Suarez like that. You're going to be more on the wing. And sometimes they're changing with Messi, which I just see happen. And I like when he does that. When you can see when Suarez doesn't play that him and Messi do better because they have more freedom. But if it stays like this, I don't see he's going to have much success.
I do feel like he's been performing well for Barcelona, like before the whole shutdown. But I don't know. I'm someone who likes to give players time and patience, but we'll see. Lucas, do you have any other questions for Kevin?
Well, I find his point interesting about Messi, like how like some fans would stop supporting the club, and I remember hearing this in the past from someone, where like after Messi and Ronaldo retire, like do you think a lot of people would stop watching the sport because those two players are no longer playing? Is football going to be in a worse position afterwards? Like I think that's an interesting discussion to have.
For sure, a lot of people are going to stop watching those. It's like the NBA. I don't know if you guys watch the NBA.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of people follow just the players. I watch because of LeBron. I watch because of so and so player. It's gonna be like that, in my opinion.
He makes a very fair point, because that's like with for example, like Ronaldo fanboys, they'll support Madrid because Ronaldo, and now they're supporting Juventus because of Ronaldo. So it's kind of similar to that. I guess getting off the topic from Barcelona, what do you think of the current situation in football with Corona and the leagues coming back and all that?
I thought when this was all happening, we didn't have much information, and it was looking like it was never going to come back. That we should have just done what France did and ended the leagues. End this league, and this one's been destroyed because of this. And then when we go back to August, then we can see how we handle that. Because then we give everybody time, the doctors and everything. They give in the procedures and everything, and sacrifice the league that's happening, not the one that's coming. It was always been my opinion. But now it seems like they're getting it right.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest factors probably for them was just money, because all these clubs are losing money and all the TV deals and everything. So they're like, it's kind of concerning because some of the players like in the Premier League still are contracting the virus. Luckily, the Premier League's not starting for another month. But how do you view La Liga will shape with the return?
La Liga is gonna be similar to what the Premier League is doing. I have much more faith in the Premier League higher ups than the La Liga higher ups. Just from seeing a lot of stuff that's been going on before, and just things that have been supposedly talked between the Players Union and the Spanish Federation or La Liga Federation, whatever it is. It's gonna go, I think, at least okay. We're not gonna have hopefully no one gets sick.
How do you see that season finishing? Like, do you think Barca's gonna win the league, or do you think Real Madrid's gonna win it?
I hope Barca wins. I hope they win. 3 points difference? 2 points?
Yeah, it's very close.
Something like that.
So neck and neck. At least it's been a good battle at the top between Real Madrid and Barcelona for once. It feels like it's been a very good rivalry again, being renewed, kind of in a sense.
That's the only thing with the Premier League coming back, like to see who's gonna win. We already know who's gonna win.
Yeah, exactly. It's more interesting to see who's gonna get top 4 in the Premier League right now. But I guess also in terms of Champions League, do you think Barcelona will win that, or do you think they can go far?
Currently, I don't think so. But then also we have to. I don't think there's gonna be Champions League this season.
Some people were saying that it might come back in August as like a one leg tie, which I don't really know if it's true. people are telling me, "Oh yeah, it's coming back." It's coming. Like I haven't heard anything. But yeah. Also, another. You said you mentioned you support another club. Aside from
Yeah,
Barcelona?
I'm one of those that you could call what do you call those? Glory hunters. But I'm
Oh,
not.
okay.
But I'm not.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
I mean,
Manchester United was in me
yes.
since
See?
oh, you're Manchester United too?
Yes,
Hey.
of course.
It was honestly like my first club because
Mm-hmm.
my brother Steve,
Yeah.
he always, since I was little, I remember like having Beckham shirts number
Yeah.
7.
Uh-huh.
Everything Manchester United. Like he went to the stadium, Old Trafford,
Mm-hmm.
years ago, and he always sent me pictures and stuff before.
Oh, wow.
And an interesting fact. He was when the Galacticos came to New York. Yeah, it had to be New York.
Okay.
'Cause I'm from New York originally. He was a translator for them
Oh wow.
in their tour here in New
Oh,
York.
wow.
Yeah.
Huh. That's
So he
wild.
tells me stories of like him, Roberto Carlos, and Zidane, just like backstage, like a nice restaurant.
Wow, that's gotta be the dream right there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What do you? I guess what are your thoughts on Man United currently though?
Man United, I like what Ole, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
Ole
Ole, yeah.
is done. I like what he's done, especially with this Bruno Fernandes guy. I didn't expect he was gonna do what he's gonna do.
Some people are kind of saying Bruno is overrated just because it's only been 5 games, and I understand it's 5 games, but he's really just changed the outlook of the team and the way they play. It's been like the perfect signing in my opinion right now. So
100%. The morale of the team just went up.
exactly, and it's also they're playing without Rashford as well, who was basically carrying the team
Oh yeah,
until he
yeah.
got injured. So I don't know, as a United supporter, I'm very hopeful with the future now. It feels more than ever before.
For sure. I just want to see Fernandes and Pogba
Oh,
at least once.
same.
Give me that at least once.
That's why I'm not like reading into the Pogba rumors. I'm like, let's just see how things play out. And honestly, I think Bruno and Pogba, this can be one of the best midfields in the world.
Yeah. Even Fred, who's come up too.
Yeah, like Ole's bringing the best out of his players now. It's nice to see. Like I said, give the manager time, see what happens.
Yeah.
So, Lucas, any more questions?
I mean, well, I just want to say, Pogba's got to sign that contract though.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But I guess kind of staying maybe a little bit on football. Just who are some of your favorite players of all time? Just give us like a little bit more insight in your side of the game.
Ronaldinho, he's somewhere out there hiding.
Okay.
Is this somewhere over there? Ronaldinho. I grew up watching a lot of Brazilians, like in total, like even with the commercials, the Jogo Bonito.
Mm-hmm.
That to me, like all those guys, Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos, Ronaldinho, Cafu. Like to me, the 2002 Brazil team is almost all of my favorite players.
I'll be honest, when you mention those players, like all those players, they just ooze class. There's just all iconic. I don't know. There's something about them that just screams amazingness compared to the current Brazil side. I don't know. That it's not the same.
No, they lost the Jogo Bonito for a while under Dunga. They're more tactical side.
Yeah, I feel there was a lot more elegance with that, like the earlier Brazil sides, I guess. Ronaldinho, Cafu, Carlos. Oh God, the list goes on.
It's also the debate because when these guys have that in Brazil, but then they go to Europe and then the coaches want something else. They want these guys to track back, and so that also might affect. I've heard that theory too.
Also, I think possibly these younger guys coming to Europe from Brazil are getting so much more money now than compared to the Brazilians back then. Like back then, you would see like Ronaldo and Romario going to the Eredivisie, and those type of caliber players are not likely to go to the Eredivisie nowadays.
What was it, Vinicius Jr.?
Yeah,
he played.
Vinicius, yeah.
Vinicius, yeah, for like maybe I don't even know if he played one full season in Brazil, and he went for 40 million. That's crazy.
Oh my
crazy.
God.
He's a good player, but he can't score.
No, everything but score.
Yeah. I guess another question I'll have is, how did you get into TikTok and whatnot, and how this kind of come about?
Gary V, man. Gary V was like, TikTok, you gotta do TikTok. I'm like, because I tried the YouTube, very little, because editing to me is not the funnest part.
Same here.
So TikTok was like, you know what, I could do maximum one video, do it quickly, put out another one, do it quickly, or save them. I get my views across. And why not? Get it. It could help me maybe in the future. Who knows?
Exactly. That's the way we kind of viewed it. Like we had a YouTube channel for like a year and a half before TikTok, almost 2 years. Was getting no traction. We barely got any views, any listens, and then TikTok happens, and now we can actually have things like this happen.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
awesome.
you guys have grown a lot.
Yeah.
YouTube.
So
Congrats to that.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thanks.
thank you. But no, yeah, we of course wish you all the best, Kevin, with your TikTok and your ambitions
Thank
and
you.
whatnot.
Thank
Hopefully,
you.
one day we can have a nice like whole like TikTok creator group thing going on. I
Yeah,
with the football.
that'd be dope. That'd be dope.
We have all interesting opinions. It's just unfortunately
course.
the Europeans do not like it when us Americans and Canadians talk about their game.
Ah,
Ignore the haters. I think that's the best.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a loud minority.
Yeah,
it's a loud
that's true.
minority.
Usually the positives outweigh the negatives. I guess it's the best way to look at it.
Yeah,
But
sure.
anything else, Lucas?
Well, how have you been enjoying uploading to TikTok? Like,
A lot. I try to do at least 2 a day, and just I love it. It's interacting because I didn't expect that we'd have this little football community.
Mm-hmm.
It was like there's us. Like I talk to Mason the most. I don't know.
Really? No, yeah, I think we'll have to
Mason.
try and get Mason on.
Sanjay. I don't know if you know Sanjay.
Oh, yeah.
This,
No,
this kid
actually-
from
yeah,
Fun fact: Sanjay's actually, I think he's from our city.
yeah. He asked
he's from Canada.
Yeah.
he asked a
No,
question
Lucas-
on our podcast not too long ago.
Yeah, no, and I read the comments. He said, "Oh, yo, I'm from Edmonton too. I play for like a local youth team." I'm like, damn, okay, that's crazy. Small world. Shit.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like everyone either knows each other, I've heard of each other, interacted in some sort of way.
Mm-hmm. No,
So I
yeah, I
like it.
think it's a nice community. I don't think there's actually any beef at all. Which
Nah,
is
nothing
nice.
serious.
No, we're all just having a good time enjoying the game.
Mhm.
But yeah. Anything else, Lucas?
I think that's good. I think we talked about a
Oh,
lot
perfect.
of stuff and had a great conversation with Kevin.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Kevin, man, for coming on, and once again, all the best for you and everybody.
Thank you.
Don't forget to check out Kevin. What's your username on TikTok? Kevin Acosta.
Kevin_Acosta. ACOSTA. Acosta.
Cool. His link will be in the description. So check out his TikToks. They're fantastic. He always throws in some interesting fun facts. Always showing up on my For You page, even on my personal account. So that's nice. So thank you for that. So
No-
yeah.
No problem. Thank you guys also for even thinking of inviting me. I'm honored. Honestly.
Mhm.
Love what you guys do. Especially the football book segment. Hope you bring that back.
We'll try. So yeah. Thank you to Kevin Acosta for joining us this weekend. Check out his TikToks and all his socials in the description. Great man, funny man. He's got a lot of interesting facts. So check him out.
While we
yeah.
do mention TikTok, make sure you are following the 90th Minute on TikTok. We just hit 33,000 followers, so thank you to all of you guys.
Recently, I think in the past few days, there was a lot of rumors of Icardi officially being signed by PSG officially, and that happened today. And I thought it was a pretty big deal, in my opinion.
That's a pretty big transfer, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in Europe, there's not too many like top strikers that are available on the market. And although Icardi had his problems, off the field problems in the past, I think PSG did secure themselves a solid, fantastic striker.
Like a very good striker for a good amount of years. Yeah.
I do want to talk about the transfer, but I want to talk more about what it actually means for PSG. Because with Icardi coming in, does that mean the end of Edison Cavani's time in Paris?
I mean, his time was coming to an end sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but wasn't his contract running out?
I do believe so.
Yeah, and
Where do you think he might end up?
well, in the past, there's been rumors about Atletico Madrid, obviously Inter Miami. I'm not exactly sure.
I could see him going to a Serie A club. I gotta be honest.
Like Napoli?
Potentially.
Even though they did
Napoli.
re-sign Mertens, there are rumors of Milik moving, even though there was a
Yeah.
highlight video we posted on their second channel where some guy completely refused to believe that and sent a whole essay about it.
Really?
Yes.
When we talk about the transfer though, was there not a clause in the deal that he could not move to Juventus?
Well, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there's an official clause in this deal. I just assumed that PSG wouldn't do that, so they keep a good relationship with Inter for future negotiations. I know about the transfer that it was supposed to be a higher amount, like I think 70 plus million euros, but I think it got dropped to like 50-ish million plus 7 million in add-ons or something like that. So because of this COVID crisis, obviously the finances for a lot of clubs went down. So PSG Inter negotiated.
I'm sorry. I don't think PSG is suffering financially right now. I'm sorry. Like, they're PSG.
Yeah, but you know.
Oh, fine,
Yeah,
but
but I
finances do
know.
drop.
Yes, but by them they're talking
But
the billion, not in the million kind of thing.
I know.
It's not, but still, PSG as a club has lost a lot of money because of this, and they're not even able to play any more Liga 1 matches. So they obviously wanted to save costs in some way because of financial fair play. You can't just pump in 200 million to your club to save without getting some sort of consequences. But
it's a good deal for them. I think it's a good center forward, it's a good goal scorer. For Inter, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with them because now, will Lautaro Martinez move on in the summertime? He's being heavily linked to Barcelona.
Inter have stated many times that they will only sell him for his release clause, which is over 100 million euros.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, like you said, in this financial climate right now, I don't know if that will happen in this summer. But if they do end up losing him, well, Romelu Lukaku better score a few goals because he's going to have some pretty big, expectations to act on.
Well, there has been rumors
move
after this Icardi transfer that some big names are in Inter's vision right now. They want to use some money. Okay, this is according to Di Marzio, but they want to use the Icardi funds to sign Tonali and Kumbula.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm pretty sure Kumbula is a very promising center defender who plays for Hellas Verona. He's very good. He'd be a great signing. But Tonali is the more eye-catching name, I guess, because obviously there's been rumors of many Italian clubs, including Juventus, who want this guy.
He's definitely like the one for the future kind of thing. Because he's a very he's up and coming star.
Not even for the future. For right now, he's been performing well in Serie this season.
But I know what you mean too, Liam. He's still so young that it's
100%.
That's future right there as well.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with Inter Milan in the next 6 months or so.
Yeah. Is there any other topics you guys want to discuss before we get into some more questions?
Well, we talk about transfer rumors. I saw one today that kind of shocked me. According to many outlets in England, Celtic are in the market for a new goalkeeper, and the first choice is Fraser Forster. Of course, he's on loan there right now, but his loan spell is about to end. And Southampton want reportedly 6 or 7 million, which, frankly, Celtic are not going to pay that much for a goalkeeper. Our record signing's 9 million. So, if Fraser Forster does not happen, there's been a name tossed out today. Claudio Bravo from Manchester City supposedly is available for a £1 million move, and he would actually consider going to Celtic Park, which is shocking to me because I don't think Claudio Bravo is that good, but at the same time I go, he's not bad. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting to see how that might play out.
Didn't he struggle in the Premier League though, like with the physicality, or was that just him struggling with his positioning?
He's just a small goalkeeper, which in Scotland may not be the smartest thing to have.
Well, has there been any other rumors involving guys potentially signing or guys potentially leaving in the recent weeks?
From Celtic?
Yeah.
Well, Christopher Ayer has been linked to AC Milan. He's also been linked to Leicester City. Same with Callum McGregor. He's been linked to Leicester. Hudson Edwards has been linked to every club in the world, it seems. Coming in, I know Neil Lennon said he wants to keep both Fraser Forster and Mohamed El Yunusi, who are both on loan from Southampton. I don't see them coming back, I got to be honest. I think their wages will be, or their costs will be too much for Celtic. But we'll see what happens.
Does this worry you, though? Because, there's been, because of this COVID-19 stuff and also no matches being played, which means you guys don't probably get as much money. Are you guys struggling financially? Do you guys have to sell now?
I mean, in terms of Scottish clubs, Celtic are one of the best run financially. I mean, we bring in the most money. We've made a decent chunk off of European competitions. But, it definitely will be tight. And I think transfers will suffer this year. And as long as we win the 10, I don't care who we bring in. You can bring off some guy from down the road. As long as he can bag a couple goals, let's win the 10. Let's get that over with.
Do you think Edouard's got another season in him at Celtic, or is he gone?
It depends on the price tag. If someone comes in and offers 15, 17 million, I think they take that immediately. They don't even question it. But if people come in and offer 12, I think they'll keep him for another season.
All right, so now we're moving on to a couple YouTube questions. Since La Liga is coming back from its CC Chris, who do you think will come back strong, Real Madrid or Barcelona?
Barcelona. Luis Suarez is back.
Yeah, that was a massive miss for Barca, so they'll be really strong. But I still think Real Madrid is better.
I think Barcelona have the X factor with Messi, but I can see Real Madrid making a very good title push. I think Real Madrid currently have a better nucleus in that team, especially if Hazard's back.
This man just dropped the word nucleus.
It's true, they do. I mean, you have the likes of Eden Hazard there.
I'm sorry, stop. We can't proceed here. Woz just said this line. Real Madrid have a better nucleus than Barcelona. What?
Do you disagree?
Jeez.
Oh my god. Why do you even say that?
I just got to sit back row here. I'm shocked. That is what it is. That is what it is. Let's keep going.
Scientist was.
Can I
That's
continue?
a fucking professor.
I think it'll be pretty even between the two. But I'm gonna say Real Madrid are going to pull through, but it's really gonna be tight.
Yeah.
I think La Liga will actually have the best title race in all of the top 5 leagues of Europe.
Oh, it's not gonna be the Premier League.
Obviously.
No shit, Lucas. It hasn't been the fucking title race for about 20 games.
It's called
the
sarcasm.
Bundesliga,
Greg.
I think, is done.
Shut up.
The Bundesliga is done. The La Liga will come back, and it'll be real tight. I think Serie will be pulled away by Juventus, and yeah, Liverpool, congratulations, you're champions.
Like I said, nucleus of Real Madrid is nice. Of Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, Benzema, Hazard if he's back, Sergio Ramos, Varane. Like the list goes. I think Real Madrid overall have a better lineup than Barcelona. Barcelona have Messi, Griezmann, Suarez, and De Jong. Those are the standout names right there for me at Barcelona.
I mean, there's more than that. Come on.
More.
The others are a little bit inconsistent in my opinion, or a little bit aging. So
Let's
I
be
think
real.
Real
Both clubs
Madrid
have been majorly inconsistent.
Yeah.
This is true. Erton Farizi says, can you give your opinion on Kosovo national team? I think Kosovo is a very interesting story at the moment. Very small nation. They just kind of became a UEFA FIFA nation just not too long ago, and they're already qualifying for tournaments. They're on the brink of qualifying for the Euros. So they've got some interesting players. Like a notable name is Rashica as well. He's been good for them. I've watched a little bit of a documentary from Copa 90 on them, and they have a very passionate fan base. Politics aside, we're not going to get into the politics with them, like them in Albania, but I think they've got an interesting side and an interesting story. Definitely, I suggest you guys looking into them. Lucas, do you have any thoughts?
I mean, they definitely, when I watch them play against England, they definitely are a team that like to play a nice brand of football, which is really rare to see from smaller nations. So I do commend them for that, and they do have some talented players as well, like you mentioned. Yeah, hopefully, I know many players, especially like on Switzerland, that have Kosovan descent. So maybe in the future, those guys will be playing for the Kosovan national team. Obviously, not the ones currently playing.
They can actually stick with where they came from.
No, it's admirable that they are qualifying for tournaments and everything. I mean, they have a good style, they have a good brand, and they're dedicated to it. I mean, they play their game kind of.
No, yeah, exactly. I think it's just unique how a team like them can just, get formed, become UEFA coefficient, do FIFA coefficient, and actually start, competing. You don't see that often, especially when Gibraltar joined UEFA. They were getting smashed.
Scotland, do better. Do better, Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, your shout out to Kosovo. I have great respect for them, great admiration. Oh, Kita asks, "What do you think of Piotr Zielinski? I think it's quite underrated." I agree with you, Kita. Actually, his
It's
name
just
is
a Polish podcast.
Maximilian Kita. On yes, super midfielder. I love him, ten Zielinski. Super player. On yes,
What are
I
you?
Why are
love
you
him.
speaking English in a Polish accent, man?
He's not going to
But-
speak Polish, Lucas. No one will understand him.
I know, like I was saying.
Come on,
I think he's underrated.
Why
I
is he
feel
even
like
saying it in a Polish accent? Fuck's sake.
It was. He had an entire career mode episode where he just talked in an accent.
I think he's great on and off the ball. I think he really shined in the Barcelona match against Napoli. He was creating chances for Napoli, really pushing them forward. I think Boniek, Polish legend, kind of slightly compared him to De Bruyne. But of course he's not gonna get that level. We never know though.
I know sorry
Lucas, what do
compared
you
to
think?
that as well. Obviously, I was just joking to you, but it's just pretty funny. I thought you were gonna speak Polish for a second. But anyways, yeah, I do.
Was also said in the Barcelona match against Napoli.
I mean, he obviously made an error, but that's I think
I
people
know,
can tell what he means.
Can they, Lucas?
I mean, I'm sure they could. But Piotr Zielinski, I really do hope he can become a great player for Napoli, or if he decides to move elsewhere in the future. But yeah, I think Waz said it best, really.
He's turning into a very dynamic midfielder. I think.
He's exciting.
Yeah. Logan Reed asked, "Who do you support and why?" Yeah, we've
I've
answered
answered
this
this
question a
like
lot.
20 times, but quickly, I am a Celtic supporter. My family has been for generations, and I just kind of took up that.
I support Manchester United because they were the first Premier League club I ever knew, so I stuck with them. I really didn't know much about their history, actually, before I supported them. So I was kind of out of the loop when it came to European football when I actually chose them to support. I don't know. It's weird, mostly because of my dad, and my family. Even my family in Poland support Manchester United, so I don't know. It's just my family, I guess. Greg, why do you support Fulham?
Back when I started watching them, they were kind of like that upper mid-table team, and I didn't really want to choose a team to support that was like so high up in the standings, and I just started watching them, and I enjoyed watching them. So
Lucas?
I'm a Liverpool supporter because, well, in 2004, my first league match I ever watched was Liverpool versus Middlesbrough, and I chose Liverpool because I thought their name was really cool, and then eventually I grew attached to it, how they played, their players, and learned the rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester United, and disliked Manchester United then, so it also helped that they had a Polish goalkeeper that was instrumental in their Champions League victory that season, although I started watching them before that actually happened.
No, yeah, definitely. I don't know. It's one of those things where you find a club, you get to attach to it, and you kind of just stick with it. That's kind of what happened to us.
If anyone wants a more thorough backstory, if you go back through our videos, we did post a more in-depth video about all that. Can I make a little statement before we do wrap this podcast up, though?
Yeah.
I am wearing an LA Galaxy jersey because pretty much a year ago, the 90th minute did make a trip down to LA to watch Zlatan, and we were treated to a Zlatan bicycle kick against the New England Revolution. So, you know what, we were very, very lucky to see that, and it was a great trip for us, and I think the 90th minute is definitely due a trip somewhere once the world is all put back together.
Definitely. The world's in a bit of a crazy place at the moment, so don't want to comment too much on it, or else you say the wrong thing and people come at you. But
Do you want to give us an outro, Was?
or
shall I?
No, you shall. You're much better at outros.
Okay. So, from myself, Liam, from Lucas, Greg, and Waz, thanks for tuning in. Thank you for watching and listening. Make sure you are subscribed to the 90th Minute. Follow us on any and all social media. Links will be in the description. But from the four of us, this has been yet another week in the beautiful game. We will see you next time.